Hello there. Thanks for joining us today. I recommend for this breakout room that you switch your view into speaker view. So at the top right of your screen, you see an option and there's either gallery or speaker. Recommend speaker. So hi, I'm Lindsey. I'm a glaciologist, which means that my job is measuring glaciers and figuring out what's happening to them, how they're changing. And I would have loved to take you to a glacier, but as that's not possible, I can do the next best thing, because in this modern digital world of ours, I can dial you right in, or try to. So I'm going to try and call up my glacier, and see if we can have a conversation. So let's try. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Hi. Hi, how are you? I can hear you, but hey, I don't see you.
Oh no, oh let me check. Can you see? Oh.
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, hi.
I can see you. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm very fine. Thanks for inviting me. How are you there?
Yeah, I'm all good. I wanted to just have a chat about, actually, maybe we'll begin with how I met you or heard you for the first time. I remember that day. It was really hot, I guess, and I'd been hiking up the valley, probably head down, just looking at the path and trying to figure out how to do all the work I had to do that day.
Yes, I remember you very fondly, actually, like pointing towards me with your red face and a big backpack, everything what you're carrying there. I mean, I was wondering, what are you up to this time? And I must say, I really like to see you struggling to climb up my steepest parts.
Hey, that's a bit mean. But anyway, okay. But as usual, when I saw you the first time, I was pretty shocked. Everything looks so different every time. And usually, I'm sorry to say, it doesn't look good.
Well, when Lindsay is puffing up the hill, it's always like, I'm wondering what is she doing, and she's wondering what happened. And I can actually tell her what happened. You know, we had some soft snow and then the heat wave again, and then followed by storms of biblical proportions, as you humans would say. But you only come here when the weather is nice.
Yeah, of course, quite. So in the lovely sunshine that day, I'd been measuring some ablation stakes. They're just stakes we drill into the glacier, and just with a tape measure how much the surface has changed. And actually at these stakes, it looked really like a mess. I think more dirt than ice.
I mean, you're always just looking at my scraggy edges. Sometimes I really wonder what scientists are here for.
Cheeky. I measured a thinning of about 4 meters since the last time, which was only a month or so before.
I wish I could tell her, like I really thought, oh, I would love to talk to her and tell her how much I melted, that it was not just 4 meters, it was minus 3.98 meters. As far as I have understood the scientists' work, it's all about nanometers and centimeters and millimeters, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes it's all about precision. Yeah. Like, for example, that day, I remember I was super focused, trying to measure how much ice was left there, how thick it was, and when it would be lost completely. And actually, I was super stressed because I was using this new instrument. Do you remember the radar? And I had to set up the computer and the batteries and lay all the cables out. And I'd only been shown how to do it once before. And it puts these radio waves into the ice, and they travel through the ice and they bounce back off the bed. And by basically listening to the echo, you can figure out how thick the ice is.
That is super. These instruments are so incredibly, cold and tickling, and does not really feel comfortable, I must say, Lindsay.
Yeah, I bet, sorry. But the measurements showed that you were super thin at that point, only 10 meters or so left. And I remember thinking to myself, like, that's going to be bare ground, by next year, or maybe even the next time I visit. And although I know you're melting away, it's still kind of startling to really measure the disappearance and see it happening. And in this case, I actually thought I'd maybe made a mistake.
Yeah, that's why you took so long. Fiddling around, you must have like measured it over and over and over and over again. I mean, crazy. You measure, poke, and probe me to decide if it takes like 5 years or 7. Makes a little difference to me if it's going to be gone anyhow. I remember thinking, what are you even doing here? Isn't it counterproductive? You driving here melts me down. What are these numbers again?
Now, yeah, that study I told you about, it's like every kilometer you drive in an average car, it will melt 15 kilograms of ice somewhere by the end of the century.
Yes, I mean, you drive here, measure to melt that. I mean, partly you cause the melting driving here. I don't really get it. So, I mean, I really thought, what are you actually doing with all this data? Coming here almost every month, measuring the same. Okay, you know, I got a little bit bored looking at you measuring the same time in the same moment in the same thin parts. So I started to sing my prayer mantra. Remember that moment? That was our connecting moment. The cold mantra, the mantra for the ice, the glacier mantra.
Yeah, and I was sitting there doubting my measurements. And then somehow I could hear you for the first time.
Hey, Lindsey, why don't we sing it together? Come on, let's show the audience.
Well, you know, honestly, I'm a bit embarrassed, but okay, I'll do it for you.
Okay, I sing it once and then maybe the audience wants to join in. So these are, of course, Sanskrit words about ice, cold and cooling and relating to the winter and winterly cold, near frost, water. So the first word is Sina, second word is Sitala, third word is Haimana, and the fourth word is Brushva. I sing it once and then we sing it maybe 3 times together. First, we take a deep breath in. Sina, Sitala, Haimana, Brushva. Deep breath in all together. Sina, come on. Sitala, Haimana, Brushva. One more time. Sina, Sitala, Haimana, Brushva. Wonderful. Did I actually tell you, Lindsey, that you're beautiful?
Wait, what, me?
Yes,
well,
really.
thanks. But why? What's beautiful about me?
Your commitment and your interest and your tiny little face.
Yeah, okay, that's funny. But I mean, I really think you're so much more beautiful. And also, there's such an elegant patience to you, glaciers. I mean, you've been here for so long and taken so long to shape the home around you.
It does not feel so long to me, honestly, but yeah, it's true. It has been many phases of constructing the amphitheater, you call it.
Now it seems we humans are driving you out.
Yeah, but actually, from my perspective, everywhere is home to me. I just quite like this spot for a while. So I won't say that you are driving me out of here, out of my natural habitat, but you're pushing me to a different place. And maybe, yes, you're closing the door behind me.
Yeah, so no coming back like the times before.
Yeah. I mean, all this burning of dead substances, which I absolutely don't get. Why burning dead material when you've got all this living technology? Yeah, push me out of here, push me out, for the love of the coal. I mean, petroleum, seriously? I mean, we never would have guessed that you humans really start to dig out that slimy, black, creepy mass of the dead.
Yeah, but the thing is, we people, I think we always want more. And oil was a game changer. I read somewhere that a barrel of oil is like 100 days of horsepower work. And now we burn close to 100 million barrels a day. So like we just took that chance and you're just the collateral damage.
But I mean, instead you can like harness energy out of almost everything, out of every living. Like, I mean, for example, you are energy, I am energy.
Yeah, I've heard people talk of oil as ancient buried sunshine, which I quite liked. And then, so burning it is somehow a form of cheating the system. I always think we burn in a day what might have taken millennia to make. And I guess it seemed too good to be true, and maybe it is.
But I mean, you have even a title for this natural connectivity, I think, which you generally try to ignore, but don't you call it something like nexus thinking or something to describe that water, food, and energy is like, in fact, super connected and dependent to each other?
Well, yeah, I've heard that. And it seems so obvious when I'm observing you in your place and how everything changes together over time or co-evolves.
Oh, these people also put all this emphasis on linear time and growth. If you want to give me a label, I mean, why don't you just call it circular? In fact, you folks could try to think more in cycles, you know, like giving back as well as taking. I mean, look at all the things cycling through me.
Yeah, that seems true about a lot of things. But do you think we're getting better? I mean, talk of the circular economy is getting to be a big deal, no?
Oh, come on, no, not this again. I mean, economy is already the problem. Just circular. Why adding this shady word?
But isn't it a step in the right direction? I mean, I know what you mean, but sometimes I don't know if I should be pessimistic or optimistic. I guess the only thing I really know for sure is that when I'm with you, I always want to stay. It's I don't know, it's somehow very peaceful and yet exhilarating at the same time.
You know, why don't you just stay? Come on, you people. You're always wishing, but you're never doing.
But I mean, I always have to go back. There's all these things I'm supposed to do.
You're like, what? Does it matter so much? I mean, come on, Lindsey, you should really have to learn how to breathe. When I was stationed in Ahmedabad, my home, by the way, many monks stayed with me for nights and days wearing not more than their red robes, just sitting with me. A real visit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I should definitely try this before you're gone.
Oh, here you go again, wishing I'd stay, but not doing anything about it anyway. I mean, I'll be snowing down in Kamchatka or lapping the stores of the beach in Indonesia. I doubt that you'll be thinking of me at all. But if, why don't you come down and swim with me and try to measure the density of my water?
Ha, funny. But seriously, I wonder what it would be like in your valley in 20, 50 years.
I can tell you what's down my sister Pasterze. There's a huge green, beautiful meadow waiting for future cows to come and graze.
Nah, I don't mean that. I mean, I know that's coming, but I mean, I wonder how it will feel different, you know, without you. I see what's happening just now and I feel a kind of grief already. So then what'll it be like when you're gone?
I wonder if you will ever come here when I am.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me? So it looks like we've lost her. She's gone. So, well, I'm just going to see if she's in the main room. Just you guys stay here, okay? Don't move. I'm going to go and try and find her.